After 60, some of the biggest threats to the life you've built don't come from strangers, they come from family. Sometimes your own children. And if you get this wrong, it can change your life completely. You can go from comfortable to uncertain, from independent to relying on others. And in the worst case scenario, you can be completely cleaned out. But more commonly, you're going to find yourself having to work again just to make ends meet, just to hold on to a life that you've spent 40 years building, a life you thought was secure. And you know what? Most people don't see it coming. This isn't rare. I've seen this happen more times than I expected. Good people ending up in situations they never thought possible. And it doesn't start with something big. It starts small. A conversation, a detail, something you thought didn't matter until it does. There are 6 things that trigger this, and most people share them without thinking. Here's the first. Number 1, your finances. How much you have, what you own, what you've built up. Most people don't think this matters. They'll mention it in passing. A number, a property, a pension. Just making conversation, right? But the moment family understands what you have, they can start seeing you a little bit differently. Their expectations change, their assumptions can change, and slowly, without realising it, you become the solution to their problems. And that's when it starts. Help a little here, buying things, maybe a washing machine, a TV, maybe a small loan, which never gets repaid, and it builds slowly, quietly, until one day it doesn't feel like your money anymore. It feels available. And when you start saying no, you become the problem, not the request. And that's the trap. Number 2, your will. Have you got one? Who gets what? How things are divided? What you've decided for the future? For your health and your finances? A lasting power of attorney? Granting power to the family? Well, once that information is out there, it can change how your family see you. Not always in a big way, but quietly, subtly, expectations form, assumptions are made. They start making plans for your money when they eventually get it. And sometimes disappointment sets in. And disappointment, well, that's got consequences. It's got a bit of pressure with it, hasn't it? Tension, changes in behaviour. They're not always obvious, but they're very real. Number 3, your health. Of course, family should know the basics. You can't always hide if you're ill or you're on medication, but not everything, not every detail. I suffered with my gallbladder for years. Sometimes it was obvious and I couldn't hide it, but mostly it was niggling, so I did. I didn't want my family worrying or interfering or managing my condition. I didn't want to ruin our time together, especially on holiday, so I suffered in silence. Because information spreads, it can change how the family see you. You go from being Superman, capable, to, oh, he needs help, needs watching, and sometimes needs control. And that shift in thinking can happen faster than you expect and turn into interference. Before we go on, a few people have started supporting the channel as members recently. If you'd like to do that, there's a join button below. There is no pressure. If it's not for you, keep watching the videos. I really do appreciate your support. Number 4, your vulnerability. What you're struggling with, what you're worried about. This is where most people open up, and sometimes, well, you should, of course you should, but not automatically, because not everyone handles that well. Some people support you, others, well, they store it. Ammunition for later. One day they use it against you in an argument, in a disagreement, in a moment of tension, and it all comes back to haunt you. And when it does, it hits harder than you expected, because it came from you in the first place. Number 5, your independence. What you can do, what you can't, what you're comfortable with, what you're not. Once families start doubting your capability, they start making decisions for you, and without your consent. Small ones at first, then bigger ones, until one day you're no longer in control of your own life. And it didn't just happen suddenly, it happened because of what you shared. Number 6, your plans. What you're doing, where you're going, what you're thinking of doing next. This sounds harmless, I know, but with family it can quickly become something else. Expectation or assumption? Well, I'll give you a simple example. You make a plan to visit someone. Something simple, something personal. And then other family members hear about it, and naturally they want to come along too. And you can understand that, of course they do. They mean well. But if they do, the dynamic of the visit changes. What should be a personal visit becomes something different, more structured, more limited, more about them. And often it's less enjoyable for everyone involved because it's no longer the same experience. It's been altered. And this happens without any bad intent, just assumption, just expectation. And if you're not careful, you end up living your time around other people's preferences instead of your own. So sometimes the best thing you can do is say less. Make the plan and do it. Enjoy the moment without turning it into something it was never meant to be. After 60, your time is limited and how you spend it matters more than ever. Let me say this clearly. This isn't about cutting family off. This isn't about being secretive. It's about setting boundaries. I call it mushroom management. Keep them in the dark and feed them shit when you need to. Because after 60, your life is 100% your responsibility. Your money, your health, your decisions, your time. And not everyone deserves full access to it, even if they're family, especially if they're family. Because the closer someone is, the more impact they can have, good or bad. So here's the shift in your thinking. You don't tell family everything. Think mushrooms, remember? You choose what you share, who you share it with, and when. Selectively, carefully, to your benefit in your best interests. Because being private isn't about distrust, it's about protection. It's a shield, protecting your peace, your freedom, your independence. And after 60, that matters more than ever. So here's the question for you. Where in your life are you sharing too much with people who are too close? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't seen the previous video on this, watch it next, because that one covers what you should never share with people in general, not just family. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.